Hello and welcome to this midweek update for the Flame Community Church, and a welcome to all members of the church and any visitors who happen to be listening today. I thought we'd take the opportunity of bringing some notices. Normally that's part of our service where we bring notices to you from the pulpit at the front of the church. We can't do that, so this is the second best. Firstly, a reminder about sunflowers. You might remember that in church a few weeks ago, we planted sunflower seeds, and we did that to see if the seeds would grow, and that the growth of the plants would be a reminder to us all that we can grow in God. Peter Brooks reminded me that it's a great opportunity now for people to send in pictures of their sunflowers. This is mine. There you can see. So perhaps you'd like to take a picture of your sunflower, send it in, we'll put it on the Facebook page, and of course there will be a prize for the winner. But it's interesting as we look at the flowers to remind ourselves, isn't it, that God brings circumstances into our lives that cause and help us to grow. We've all been saying that we want to grow in our faith and in our relationship with God. What better time for that to happen than now? God sometimes brings trials and tests to us to help us grow. So let's think about that as we look at our sunflower seeds. Other notices though, I've been given these and I may have misinterpreted them slightly because of the problems of communication with COVID. So, excuse me, that's not a COVID cough. Let's see if I can get these messages out to you properly. So first message is that the forthcoming Bible class on prophecy has unfortunately been cancelled due to the unforeseen circumstances we now find ourselves in. A reminder also about Stephen and Carol's upcoming wedding. We hope that we'll all be able to join them in the celebration of their wedding and bring their happiness to a conclusion. Apparently they request our presence at their wedding. Sorry, not presents, presents. They request our presence at their wedding. I understand that a new loudspeaker system has been installed in the church. It was given by one of our past members in honour of his wife. We're asked to remember in prayer the many who are sick in our church and community. I'll say that again. We've been asked to remember in prayer the many who are sick of our church and community. I understand that Chris is looking at inviting some visiting speakers and is booking the missionary from Africa, Bertha Belch. So an advance encouragement, come along and hear Bertha Belch all the way from Africa. We do have the ability to have fun in church. So the final notice is this: rejoice. Have a smile on your face because we've got so much to be grateful for. Paul tells us this in the book of Philippians. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. And that's an incredible statement because when Paul wrote that, he wasn't in circumstances that we would associate with rejoicing. He was in prison, but he said, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. And I wonder, how could Paul do that? Well, Paul could do that because he knew the truth that we read in the book of Nehemiah, excuse me, where we told this: the joy of the Lord is your strength. Joy, the happiness of the Lord is your strength. That word is hiva in the Hebrew, and it's a picture of a door in a fence that we can walk through. It's a door that we go through that leads us into the very presence of God, and that presence brings us our joy. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be a great testimony as members of the church, as members of the body of Christ, if at this time those around us saw us as being different because we were rejoicing, because we're full of the joy of the Lord, at a time when there's so much fear and concern, We can rise above that because we're full of the joy of the Lord, because of the trust and assurance that we have. And particularly so at this time. Unfortunately, because of the disruption to our church, we've been unable to focus as perhaps we normally would have done on the coming events on Friday and then on Sunday, where we think about the death of Jesus, but importantly, the resurrection on Sunday. And what a great time for us to remember that we need to rejoice in the Lord. So let me leave that with you as midweek thought. Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I say, rejoice. Thank you.